of days for the framing, another 2 or 3 for the finishing. We'll be sleeping in the bridal suite by the weekend.
Oh, I can see it already. French windows with lace curtains, looking out over the mountains.
Beautiful. We gotta go.
Go where?
Cow hunting. We're still down on the count. There must be a fence down at Penoyer Meadow.
The kids can deal with that. We have other priorities.
We are leaking cows. That is the priority. Boots and saddles.
It shouldn't take us long.
I've been waiting 4 months for this edition.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
I'm not asking for St. Peter's Basilica. All I want is a bedroom.
Well, maybe you can use the time to figure out the color scheme.
Color scheme? The horses in the barn have better accommodation.
Can't run a ranch without horses.
Look, as soon as we get back, I promise you, there's absolutely nothing that's going to stop me from finishing that edition.
Whoa, steady there.
Richmond P. Hobson Jr., Panhandle Phillips, and Gloria McIntosh Hobson were real people. And for a short period of time, in the wilderness halfway between Vancouver and the Yukon, they worked to carve out the largest cattle ranch in the world. That part is true.
You're looking for Devil's Thumb? Well, you've missed it by 40 miles.
Here's your problem right here. This map was drawn up by Alfred Waddington.
Local fellow?
Not since 1863 when they tried to push a road through.
What are you doing up here anyway?
I'm with the government.
Oh, which department? Shafting or gouging?
Oh, they sent me up to do a survey. We're putting in a line of radio towers.
Oh, part of the war effort?
Mm-hmm. Establishing a communications link from Vancouver right up to Alaska.
Just in case the Germans try to invade, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, if they want to try and push their tanks through 200 miles of spruce jungle, well, it's good luck to them. And the same goes for you.
That's my map.
You won't survive out there. Unless you can find yourself a guide.
Huh. Is there someone you could recommend?
What happened to the leaky cows? 10 minutes ago, they had to be rescued.
It's a chance for us to make some money.
You made a promise.
Oh, and I'll keep it.
Oh, just as soon as you find Dr. Livingston.
Gloria, we have a humanitarian responsibility here.
Oh, so I married Albert Schweitzer.
Deaver could get himself killed out there.
Fine, go ahead. Get yourself killed.
$10 a day?
And cheap at the price.
Just because I work for the government doesn't mean I have unlimited resources.
Take it or leave it.
Fine. $10 a day for the pair of you.
For each of us.
That's highway robbery.
We won't be out there too long. Really.
Devil's Thumb is a 3-day ride.
Oh, no. It's gonna take a week at least.
How do you figure that?
Oh, it's tough terrain. Easy to make a mistake. Shortcuts that turn into long detours.
That sounds like taking advantage.
Of the government?
But I made a promise to Gloria.
She'll be in that edition long before the snow flies. Hey, you, me, a couple of prime horses, 20 bucks a day to go for a ride in the mountains? Tell me again, what is wrong with this?
I forget.
Attaboy.
This means we'll get radio reception?
Mm-hmm. Inside of a year, you'll be listening to Jack Benny and The Shadow.
Imagine that. Almost like being part of the 20th century.
Yeah, but you won't get any civilian broadcasts on a military frequency. That's totally different.
Oh, depends on how it's calibrated. Guess we're almost ready to roll.
Way you go, then.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a little longer than I thought.
Well, it's fine.
But the second I get back.
Of course. Can't pass up an opportunity like this.
Right.
Gloria was a real trooper. She was disappointed at first, but she got past it.
Forget about the strays and the fence. We're building the addition.
But Hen said,
Never mind what Pan said. We're gonna do things my way for a change.
Hey, you know, week and a half of this, we could buy a new hay rake.
No! We leased that 1,000 acres on the north side of the river.
What for?
Grow the herd. Hey, don't start thinking small on me.
A couple of cowboys thinking huge.
Only thoughts worth having. Hey! Slow down there, friend. This ain't a race.
You know, for a guy surveying for radio towers, he doesn't know much about radio.
Government. How much does the Minister of Finance know about money?
Devil's thumb. We'll be at the base of it by tomorrow afternoon.
Barring the unforeseen.
Such as?
Well, that's just it with the unforeseen. Sneaks up on you. Mighty rough country. Wolf territory. The, northern wolf.
The great northern black wolf.
As opposed to the lesser southern other-colored wolf?
Hey, I've seen those boys get up to 250 pounds apiece. A pack of 6 of them took down a grizzly bear once.
Now, friend, you haven't actually seen that.
True? I saw the stains.
I mean, if you'd actually been there, those monsters would have tore you apart.
Nothing but claws and bones and tufts of silver-tipped fur.
Those monsters would have been on you before you had a chance to say, Grandma, what big teeth you have. This may seem amusing to you, friend. But you ask Sadie Thorstein. Her husband, Bob, God rest him, went out grouse hunting last October. And...
Nice try, fellas, but there's never been an unprovoked wolf attack on a human being anywhere in North America.
Who told you that?
The Department of Forestry. I read it in a pamphlet. There's no evidence for that sort of thing at all.
That's because the wolves eat the evidence.
Hey, where you going?
Just thought I'd stretch my legs, work out the kinks.
Thought you said you were all tuckered out.
Oh, I am. But also sort of, you know, kinked up.
Hey,
just me.
where are you going?
I gotta go get those cattle.
You can't do that. What are you gonna tell Mrs. H? Now, she said that she was really sorry and that she'll be back as soon as she can. But that the cattle should come first.
I see.
At least it sounded something like that. I mean, it was dark. I couldn't hear too good.
Oh, kid's starting to sound more and more like Pan.
At least she didn't start to look like him.
Time to hit the trail.
I need to check out a few more sites first.
Down here? You can't put radio towers at the base of a mountain.
You'd be surprised.
You can't put radio towers at the base of a mountain.
You'd be surprised. Depends on the ionospheric refraction from the curvature of the Earth, combined with the presence of certain geophysical anomalies. Sometimes the best spot is in a valley.
You want some help?
No. You boys sit tight. I'll be back in no time.
That'd be a pile of bull manure he just dumped.
Yeah, and you'd be the first to recognize that.
Well, I have been shoveling it for years.
What's he really up to?
I don't know. But if he's not back in 10 minutes, we better go after him.
Well, you figured you're gonna get lost out there?
As far as I can see, this is a fella who couldn't find his backside with a compass and a flashlight. What has he got in here?
Nah, you can't go looting through a man's possessions.
I'm not looting. I'm investigating. And considering his skills as a frontiersman, it's even money he's dead by now, in which case these ain't his possessions. They're his personal effects.
Oh. And like any good citizen, you're just looking for the name and number of his next of kin.
Positively.
These are ore samples. Our man's a prospector. Judging by the way he's sneaking about.
Gold.
Gold.
Go away now.
Shoot! Get on. Get!
Bad wolf.
Sit! Stop. Right there. No. Please.
My feet hurt.
Walking's good for you.
Walking's for horses.
You know what your trouble is? You're lazy.
Oh, that's exactly right. That's why I'm out here, herding cattle in the back of beyond. If I had any oomph, if I had any get up and go, I'd have been an accountant. A concerned greenhorn. Sent us chasing over hell's country. You know, this job is getting more expensive by the minute.
Ever!
Help me! Help! Help!
What are you doing down there?
Whoa! Whoa, hang on! One of us is gonna have to go down there and get him.
You're right. This fella may have found a gold mine.
Help!
I was thinking more along the lines of saving a fellow human being's life.
Of course you were. And it speaks very well of your finer instincts.
All right, take your jeans off.
Not on your life.
Fellas!
I really think it should be you.
You got a longer reach.
You're lighter. Odds or evens?
Odds.
Odds it is. Down you go.
Hey, I won!
Help!
You just hang on. All right, give me some slack.
Now be careful with these jeans.
You worried about your pants?
I only got 2 pair.
That one's crooked. What's she doing here?
Kit! So glad you could join us.
Sorry, Mrs. Hobson.
It's all right. You're here now.
There's a whole section of the fence down and half the herd's missing. I need you guys.
Right now?
I can't do it by myself.
Well, like you said, we've made a start, huh? Come on.
I guess Rome wasn't built in a day.
Okay. Nice and easy. Just come over to me. Okay. Okay. Take your time. All right, here we go. You can do this.
Attaboy. Now mind the pants.
Can you please watch my feet? Thank you. Get up there. Come on. Come on, pull it. Get.
There was a wolf. He tried to kill me.
Did you provoke it?
No.
Oh, well then. Someone should notify the Department of Forestry.
You know what I see here, Bostock? A gold mine.
You know, I'd settle for some bug repellent. Maybe a sitz bath. Woo!
A mother lode of raw potential, as far as the eye can see. Anyone home?
You're from down south. Otherwise, you'd know enough to sing out before you ride up on someone.
Make a note, don't let it happen again. We're looking for a man named Deaver.
Deaver?
Yeah, a young fella, undoubtedly bug-bitten, possibly dead by now, jumping Jehoshaphat, that's rough country.
Yes, he was here yesterday.
Lord looks after drunks and fools.
Deaver doesn't drink, sir.
My husband took him out surveying for radio towers.
Radio towers?
Just what the world needs today, communication. If you're offering a cup of coffee, ma'am, I most surely would not say no. I'm an engineer, Mrs. Hobson. Corey and Associates of Vancouver, BC.
You're Sam Korea?
Is it some sort of ventilation system?
No, Bostock, that's a hole in the wall. You've heard of me?
Well, I think you know my father. He's done some development. Jack McIntosh?
Well, I'll be Jack's little girl. Way up here?
You given any thought to replacing it?
I was hoping to build an addition, actually.
Oh, what's the holdup?
I was hoping to build an addition, actually.
Oh, what's the holdup?
It's turning out to be too big of a challenge.
That? 400 square feet of lumber, 3 pounds of nails, and enough daylight to get a running start. And 2 men could knock it off in no time.
Really?
Holy smoke! You and you. Let's cut them up.
We can figure the angles just like that?
Well, that's the secret. Everything, son. Figuring the angles. After that, it's just leverage, determination, good old-fashioned elbow grease. You give me a fulcrum big enough, I can move the world. Stir your stumps, boys. Daylight's wasting.
You realize what this means, don't you?
Uh-huh. Another gold rush.
Yeah, every dreamer and fast buck artist on the continent, the place will be swarming with them.
Worse. They'll be swarming with businessmen. But after a couple years, they'll be gone. So there's the question, friend. How much money is involved, and how do we secure our share of it? It's all a matter of figuring the angles.
Yeah, did you find what you were looking for?
Oh, yes. We can go back now.
Oh, well, then we'd best negotiate a fee.
We already did. $10 a day.
Oh, that was for taking you up here. Now we got to set a price on bringing you back.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, sounds like at least a dozen of them.
Fellas, I don't have any more money to offer. Truly.
Well, then here's an alternative. Why don't you tell us what you're really doing up here?
We know you're not surveying for radio towers. You're a prospector.
Whatever gave you that idea? I'm a geologist. I work for Mr. Sam Correa.
Is it gold?
Looks like a major deposit.
I knew it was there.
Mercury? Oh, for the war effort. They use it making instruments and bombs.
You lied to me.
I had to keep it confidential, ma'am. But now we're off to the races. We'll punch a road through there and open the mine. And that's just the beginning. Miners will move up. And they'll need homes for their families. And that'll bring the builders in. And they'll need houses, too. And stores for their supplies. That means a town. And more roads. A network of highways.
In the middle of that jungle?
Then the government comes in and builds a hydro dam, and you got power. More power than you know what to do with. Enough power to light Los Angeles. My friends, this isn't just a mercury mine. This is one step in a vast campaign to open up the Northwest frontier.
The nuts are out of the O. Henry bar.
No, he means it. Can do this.
Oh, I know the type. He talks real big, but words are cheap.
He built the addition in half a day.
Free of charge. We came out ahead on that particular exchange.
4 months, and you hadn't even started.
We got a ranch to run.
In 4 months, Korea could build a mine, a smelter, and a company town to go with it.
We just collected $120 for guiding Deaver, with a renovation thrown into the bargain. Now we'll take Korea back out there and jack up the price.
To survey the road that will formally launch the rape of the Blackwater.
You know how many mineral deposits get discovered each year?
He's right. They almost never pan out.
And what if this one's the exception?
We'll take them for a ride along the old Nechako Trail. And at the end of it all, nothing changed.
Except for the transfer of some folding money to a couple of shrewd and deserving cowboys.
Friend, if this were a prize fight, they'd have to stop it.
You're actually gonna go along with this?
I thought you wanted some civilization.
I want a bedroom, not a view of Chicago when I look out the window.
Gloria, a bit of progress might not be a bad thing. I mean, we could use a road for hauling in supplies.
I know this man. You can't contain him.
All right, you've already proven you know the territory.
Means putting ranch work aside. But a fella cannot pass up the opportunity to help the future on its way.
I need money, do you? How much?
Well, considering the economic sacrifices, not to mention the many and various hazards involved in...
How much?
$12 a day.
6.
10.
For both.
No, for...
Done.
Hang on.
Pleasure doing business. We ride in 10 minutes.
How's the prize fight, slugger?
Early rounds. We're feeling each other out.
This one looks pretty fast, boss.
Fastest one we got.
Maybe I should take a look at one of the family mods.
Up you get.
There's a radio at the Mortison Ranch. 3-hour ride due south of here.
As soon as you're there, you get straight through to the coast. You tell them to file a statement of claim and fly up a survey crew.
How do I find the trail?
There isn't one.
This horse pointing south?
Pretty much.
Mind if I borrow your hat? Thank you kindly.
All right, now, if I came with you, Korea could teach me
No,
and...
you're fixing the fence.
All right, but see, the ranch could use someone who understands about engineering and...
Posts are vertical, rails are horizontal. Even a nincompoop could get it right half the time.
The future is on its way, and what am I doing? Frying my brains in the sun, humping logs.
I started out life pulling stumps on a 5-acre farm in Mission, BC. I remember thinking the same thing. Any fool can pull a stump. And I guess that's right. But what matters is to keep on pulling stumps. Stump after stump, from dawn until after dark. Because once a man learns the value of work, there's nothing on God's green earth that can hold him back. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You go build that fence, boys. You build it tall, and you build it proud, and don't you ever let anyone stop you.
Yes, sir.
All right, he's good.
He's better than that.
Yeah, but he's a salesman, that's all. Just like the stock promoters I used to deal with in New York.
He's the best engineer in Vancouver. I've seen what he's built.
Yeah, but look what he's up against. Nothing but rocks, trees, mountains.
50 years ago, so was Vancouver.
Well, is that good?
You and Pan are out of your depth. That's why I'm coming with you.
Now, hang on just a minute.
Kid, you all set?
$10 for both of us?
Now, I know how that sounds.
Sounds like $5 a piece.
It's all I could get.
$3.30 if you include Gloria.
Low blow, friend. There's always going to be some give and take.
I'll say. We gave and he took.
You know something? Your negative attitude could grate upon a fella.
Pretty open terrain.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking you this way. The way I took you before, no one could push a road through.
I was thinking more about the wolves.
Wolves?
There's a lot of people who believe that wolves won't attack human beings, but that's a myth.
Relax. There are no wolves this far east.
You're sure?
Wolves won't cross Corkscrew Creek. They're too afraid of the moose.
You can't go straight at her, or you'd have to go over Fawny Range.
But if you veer down that way, you can follow the river and come on Devil's Thumb from the east.
Gotta admit, it's beautiful country.
Piece of paradise. It smells like Eden on the first morning of the world.
It's because it's never been touched.
Road goes there. Then we level a couple acres of forest for the smelter.
Smelter?
You know what one of those looks like?
Looks like progress.
Smelter?
You know what one of those looks like?
Looks like progress. It smells like money.
Nothing but hot air.
So was the Hindenburg. You know, maybe Gloria was right. This guy could be trouble.
Trust me. Thing is, road construction can be a little trickier up here.
Then there's a shorter building season.
Last 2 weeks of July, basically, after the mud dries up and before the frost sets in.
I work best when I got a deadline.
Then there's the matter of finding a decent crew.
Yeah, most of us got our own ranches to run. The rest aren't too reliable.
They'll turn up late, disappear on binges, die of exposure.
Hey! You're on the Chaco land.
And then there's the Indians.
Get the hell off!
Machacos? As in the Nechako massacre of 22.
Never heard of it.
Nechako war party slaughtered some Hudson's Bay traders.
Territorial dispute?
No, I think it was just on general principle. They just don't like white people.
I'm Sam Correa, and I'm a personal friend of the Premier of British Columbia, and I'm authorized to speak for the government. I will pay you for a right-of-way through this property.
You know, in my grandfather's time, this used to be all in Chaco land. Then we made a deal with the government.
Good. So there's a precedent.
$500 cash, 50 cows, and a pack mule.
Well, we'll match that, and I'll throw in a dozen saddle blankets.
Never saw the money. Never saw the cows. Mule had anthrax.
I'm beginning to wonder if this is the best route.
Well, you know, there is another way, further west.
Here?
You set this up?
Someone needed to nip it in the bud. Jimmy was kind enough to oblige.
That's all we need. More of you guys on our land. Go to your ranch. I want to collect my fee.
Pan's second best saddle and a pair of boots.
I like that saddle. I never agreed to any of this.
Are you with the government, too?
Right idea, Gloria. Grab a stick and whack a hornet's nest.
If a Chaco involved, next thing you know, they're claiming our land.
Well, you were just gonna hand Korea his road on a platter.
No, I wasn't. Take the eastern route to Devil's Thumb, and where do you end up?
Staring right across Itcha Canyon.
Dead end. I had it all planned out.
Well, I didn't know that.
No, you didn't.
Next time you get a bright idea, don't.
You bothered to tell me.
If you'd bothered to tell me.
Oh. Guess it's all right.
It is not all right. When you have a plan, it's a great idea. When I have a plan, it's meddling.
Well, now you're forgetting where the Western Trail leads.
There is no Western Trail.
Exactly. Leads wherever we say it does.
Muskeg?
Yeah, some of these swamps can be 50 feet deep. You could lose a whole locomotive in there.
Oh, they can go on for miles.
I'd say you're facing a challenge here, friend.
Oh, jumping Jehoshaphat.
Imagine being stalked by a Studebaker with bad intentions.
I find it hard to believe that moose are predators.
Oh, it's mostly the cows with their calves. And it depends upon the time of year.
When's that?
Round about now, actually. Watch for branches.
Everything has an end, even this swamp.
Well, theoretically.
What this means is we go around the other way, to the east.
Doesn't have an eastern boundary at all.
Of course it has an eastern boundary.
The Itcha Mountains.
And this is the only alternative route.
Yeah, unless you want to go right over the top of that mountain range.
There's always another way.
Well, of course you could tunnel through 50 miles of granite.
We'll take the Nechako route. To hell with the Indians.
Sir, they've got guns.
And we'll get a police escort.
Police might not help if they really get their dander up.
Then we'll call in the army. Those Indians want trouble, we'll give it to them.
They've also got lawyers. That's the real problem. They'd tie up in the courts for years.
Lawyers. Bottom-feeding parasites. Sucking the blood of men with vision.
So what do we do?
I don't know.
It's sort of a...
Gotcha.
And when you're following moose tracks, make sure they don't disappear. Because if they do, that means that the moose has doubled back and it's behind you. Stalking. Good night.
We'll take them back tomorrow?
There's no point going any further.
You know, if you left this up to me, we could have strung them out for a few more days at least. Still, this plan worked out pretty good. I'm glad we came up with it.
We?
It's all any outfit needs. One cowboy with a few brains and enough strength to keep them off the ground. Night-o.
Good night.
Does he ever give up?
Not since I've known him.
How many bedrolls do we need, strictly speaking? Could you turn on the light, Mr. Hobson?
Right away, Mrs. Hobson. Poor Korea. Can't help but feel sorry for him.
Sawdust.
Sawdust.
Tons of it. They fill that muskeg in and build a road right over the top.
That's an interesting concept.
It's $1 million concept, my friend. And it'll work.
Except, where do you get all that sawdust?
Trees! Sawdust with leaves. Punch in a logging road, start up a logging operation. Then build mills, sawmills, pulp mills. Employment for thousands. Just close your eyes and you can see it. Civilization rising up out of the wilderness.
You know, there are other people with a vision. And it doesn't have smokestacks.
You're looking at the future, my friend. If you aren't with us, then you'd better get out of the way, because we are coming through. Pack up camp and get ready to roll.
I just have to, pay a call. The question is, you know, where?
Oh, God's teeth, man. Use the woods like the bears and the moose.
It's all pie in the sky.
How did you decide to build a ranch up here?
I don't know. We looked at a map and said, here.
He'll never pull it off.
You drove the cattle in straight over a mountain range in 60 below weather.
Well, no, there you go. A couple of savvy cowboys like us. Find a way to stop him.
The bigger the obstacle, the higher he'll jump. He's like you, he thrives on it. And it's not just Korea. As soon as the war's over, there'll be a boom.
Yeah, Thousands of people looking for land. Before you know it, Prince George will be the size of Vancouver.
So what are you saying? Give up?
What?
Admit he'll win?
No. Just admit that he's inevitable. Sacrifice what we have to, and salvage what we can. There's really no other route for the mining road?
Not unless he goes north of the river.
Then tell him.
No. If we put a road through there, that cuts us off from that 1,000 acres of government lease.
And what happens if you don't tell him?
She's right.
Oh. Shoot.
That's it? A straight shot. No musket.
So you won't need to build a logging operation?
Mountains? Canyons to span?
Pretty much clear sailing.
Nothing at all?
Well, I clear some brush, cut down a few trees.
Well, any piker can build a road like that.
It went moo.
That'd be on account of it's a cow.
Is that one of ours?
This old dairy cow's been dry for a couple of years.
Deaver, you're an idiot. Has anyone told you that lately?
Just now, sir.
If it's yours, we'll reimburse you.
Do you have any idea what a cow like this is worth at market in Vancouver?
No, I don't.
Well then, $200.
For a cow.
Prime breeding stock.
That cow was geriatric. It was half dead before Deaver shot it. $50.
$175, and I don't notify the game warden.
Game warden?
Your employee was trying to shoot a moose out of season.
You're a pirate. This is piracy. $100.
$170.
$150.
And a pair of boots and a saddle. You got yourself a deal.
We did it. Huh? This is how it starts. I mean, first you build a fence, right? Then you build something bigger. Something bigger, something bigger, something bigger. Then you build something even bigger than that. Yeah. Ooh, I got splinters.
Mahogany for the bed. Four-poster, of course. Plus a writing desk. Underneath the window. That'll be enough civilization.
For now.